Fantastic, all right. Okay, this is why I came up with the phrase of an organization's journey to sustainability. Firstly, came from a book or series of show, right? If you have heard of this, right? Record of a Mortal's Journey to Immortality. Have you heard of that? So basically, all right, an organization's journey to sustainability is a long process. Okay, so it's something like trying to achieve immortality like that. So that's why the phrase an organization's journey to sustainability. Firstly, why should we adopt sustainable practice? Okay, tell me right in the chat. All right, why are we doing this? Come on, everybody. Give me some, why are you doing this? Why are you here? What are you looking for? For future generations. Oh. Okay, some more? I'm looking at the chat. Come, communicate with me. How long this session lasts will depends on how much question you ask her. Have a good working environment, okay? Added value for company, true? Okay. One of the reason? Anybody from listed companies over here? Continuous of the community, the environment, yes. Listed companies requirement, that's one. Anyone from listed companies that's joining here? Whether it's A's, main market, but main, usually you will have your own team. Some of you are here because your customer or your industry requires you. It means your customer comes along. I have a consulted manufacturing company which their customers tells them, give them like 3 months to do it. So it was quite a rush. Quality of life, okay. Compliance of the regulation, yes, absolutely, all right. The other one is your bank. Your bank nowadays tells you do something sustainable, do ESG practices, increase your rating, increase your chance of getting your financing approved. So banks is another thing, right? Funding and financing access. What else? Export tax requirement. If any of your companies, example, is exporting to Europe, there is this requirement. So export and tax requirement, you need to have a sustainable certification before you can export to Europe in the future, right? This is already happening, but to implement, I think it's by 2026, 2027, it is a full-fledged implementation. You need that cert, otherwise you'll be taxed in the full amount. Tariff, Mr. Trump's favorite term, right? Tariff. Your tariff will be very, very, very high. Lagi apa? Corporate exercise and strategic partnership, because you're like what I'm doing now, I'm doing an IPO exercise. This is required in the exercise. Okay. Or you could doing an M&A, your partner may require that. Some M&A have failed in the past because there is non-compliance of ESG by the another company which is involved in the partnership. It has failed. It has happened before. Worldwide, it has happened before in Malaysia as well. So all these things are required as well. And then what do we have? Like what you said earlier, regulatory and requirements. Okay. So that's why we are here. Okay. And what are you looking for your company, for yourself? What are you looking for to achieve today? What are you looking for? You're looking for because your boss asks you to do it. A lot of people says, "Oh, boss asked me to do it." All right, finance HR. I think I have companies which a lot of finance HR. The boss asks me, "You do lah, you what?" So they're like, "What am I going to do?" Right? So then they come in. So that is also one of the reasons why you're here today. Okay, but along the way, communicate with me, tell me what you're trying to achieve, what you want to hear, what you want me to share with you. Okay, to start sustainability reporting in the company, so I want to gain more knowledge on sustainability. That is true. Okay, and you want to do sustainability reporting because either your customer want it or it's either your listing requirement or your bank wants it. Okay, tips and tricks to be more sustainable. That one you join our course. Okay, so this is why we are here, what we're doing here for this purpose. Okay, why sustainability and why is it important? So a bit about myself first before we carry on. What we do is basically I am a financial background. Okay, I'm ACCA. Okay, I'm been CFO for groups and stuff like that. I do a lot of financial consulting at the same time, because nowadays financial consulting, corporate exercises, listing exercises, listed companies, there's a lot of this sustainability requirement. And so it becomes part and parcel of my learning, my exposure, and therefore, and also because in the past, okay, in 2014 to 2018, I was with Malaysian Green Technology Corporation, and that is where I started my journey, understanding how the government get involved, what is a lot of blueprints that Malaysia have on green technology, on green efforts and all those things. So that's how I started, and along the way, I pick up more and more understanding, and that's here today because I have a passion as well for sustainability. Okay. So sustainability is an evolution. If you look back, how long, when it started, you'll be surprised. More than 150 years ago. It started with Mr. Of course, before that, even longer, you have indigenous roots and stuff like that. Then the first guy who put it in black and white, George Perkins, all right, Man and Nature, where he highlighted impact of environment and talk about conservation. Long ago already. Humans have talked about this for a long, long time. And then down to the 20th century, where another book comes out. Then in 1960s, published again another book. So a lot of books before we actually become serious. Then comes along, in 1972, United Nations start to talk. Still talking, okay? Still talking. Belum do anything yet, still talking. And then in 1987, the Brundtland Commission defines sustainable development as meeting the present needs without compromising future generation. This definition is very important because it defines a lot of what we are doing. It defines the entire sustainability ideology as well. So this phrase is very important, because then goes along 1988, IPCC established climate change, science, impacts, all those things. And important is the 1990s, okay, your Kyoto Protocol, whereby what happens from Kyoto Protocol? Some of you will know already. Have you heard of GHG Protocol? It comes from this. So this is a bit of history, how it came about. And then, of course, United Nations said more and more things, and you have the Paris Agreement, where we talk about controlling global warming under 2% or 1.5% if you have more resources. And then Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, that we all see today. And this is the flow of things. And today we have a lot of standards, a lot of frameworks, a lot of regulations. So how do you maneuver in this? It goes into hundreds, okay? All these standards, frameworks, all these things goes in hundreds. How do you maneuver within this in your journey? Okay? So let's watch a bit first.
No sound, No sound.
No sound.
Still no sound.
Still no sound?
No.
Hold on. Okay, we tested just now, it was fine. Always testing and actual is sometimes happens. Any sound?
No.
Still no sound?
Before share, maybe need to share sound at the when you share.
Where's the share sound part? Was working just now. Tested with Molly just now.
When you share the screen, there is a share sound maybe on the right side.
I thought you better to stop sharing first, then share again. That time when you share again, they got a button like our friend told you. Share with sound.
Share sound.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Right.
Good. Got participation. Now again?
At Lanxess, we are on course for sustainability. As a team, we play our part to transform the industry and global value chains for a better, more sustainable future. As a specialty chemicals company, we are helping to build this new world at the molecular level and with a view to the big picture. We are protecting the climate and will be climate neutral by 2040. Since 2004, we have reduced our emissions by around 70%. We will go all the way to climate neutrality by 2040, and we do not stop there. Our entire value chain will be climate neutral by 2050. The future belongs to sustainable products. More and more of our products contain renewable raw materials. Our solutions for water treatment are just one example. The most sustainable of these products receive our Scope Blue seal. From 2050 onwards, all our products will be climate neutral. Sustainability needs to work for people, our own employees, the communities around us, and society as a whole. By 2030, 30% of our leadership will be women. We invest in the communities in which we operate because we are a part of them. At Lanxess, we adapt to changes and remain on course with a clear view for society as a whole, for the sustainable success of the company, and for a more sustainable future.
Okay, as you've seen, right, this is basically a journey itself. Right? It takes them many years. It goes from external things, it goes down to their product, it goes in details. And then you can see they have targets like things like carbon neutral. You will, of course, hear of net zero, all these things. What does all these things mean? So those are basically covered in our core areas. So as I said, this is a journey, all right? You start off ESG and sustainability. First thing, is there a difference? Any difference? ESG, sustainability. Anybody want to try? Looking at the chat. Okay, there is a difference, right? Sustainability basically is the end game. ESG is your tools. Okay, the tools or the framework. Yes, that's correct. Daniel, correct. The framework, okay, the tools that is used to measure sustainability. So that's all. So you would definitely go through, okay, ESG tools, looking at business model, identify your focus area, make it happen with your ESG strategy, get it done, and then get back to your stakeholders, tell them what is done, and it is a cycle, right? So I'll be sharing different models, right? And it's all similar, but it's hopefully to drive to understand this journey, what does it entails, right? So for your company, all right, where do you think you are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or level 0. Where is your company now? Looking at that. One. It's a company is 0, okay. Non-compliant. But you're getting there, you're going to go into that. Level 2. Efficiency focus. Integrating sustainability. Good. Okay. So to help you assess better, right? Firstly, you have to ask your leadership, where does your board sit? Does your board even talk about it? Okay. That's why, yes, exactly. That's why I'm trying to get you through it. Huh? Where does your board sit? Does your board even talk to you about it? Do they even bother? All right. I've done one consulting before. I think it was about a year plus ago. The board totally not bother. Right? Just pass it. Say, HR board. That's it. And it was HR was scrambling to do everything, right? And you can't do that. Okay, it has to be top down. All requirements, all frameworks, all standards starts with the leadership. So there's a lot of measurement, of course. Why is there all this measurement? Because people like to feel good. This is like playing game, right? No, you like to go next level, right? Otherwise, they cannot say that, oh, I'm at level 5, kind of thing. So it sounds good to them also, right? But here, like I said, first guide, look at your leadership. Where does your board sit? Where does your leadership look at? Are they even aware? Have they gone for training? Do they know what is sustainability? Do they know what's ESG? Do they know even the requirement they have? Because this is very important. When you start off your journey, I have done clients before where the leadership has just asked the finance to do it. Finance scramble into it. We started the consulting. We started the training also. Halfway through the training, like day 2, we found out the requirements are different because the customer has actually specified a different path or different requirement for them. So you need to know from your leadership, why are you doing this? Is it because customer? Is it because you're going for listing? Is it because bank wants certain action to be done so to increase your chance of getting the loan? So in fact, I'm sharing about SME, Cheryl. Okay, good. Thanks for the question. So in fact, I'm sharing about SME. This is the SME that I'm talking about. The customer have asked them to do it, but the leadership did not communicate that. They just asked the finance, what do? So finance scramble, go for 2 days course. Then after that, I think I know already. I go hire a consultant. So and this is what we're going to address today. Where you are, and then what kind of consultant you need. Okay, we'll come into that. So firstly, leadership. Ask your leaders in a nice way, since they're your bosses, right? Or maybe your leaders yourself. Where are you? Do you know what you need it for? So that's why it goes back to the first question. Why are you doing that? And then next thing is look at the group itself, the business itself. Where is your business focus? Is it just to protect yourself? Is it just to maintain the core model, or you're developing strategies to become more sustainable in your business? you're going to adapt to the product level, like the video you see, you adapt up to product level, or you're going to be going to new ventures, which is involve sustainability as well, sustainable businesses. So depends. First, assess your leadership, then your business focus. Where is your business direction? Next thing is your culture. Is everybody involved in this? Or there's only 2% doing it? It doesn't work that way. If it's 2% doing it, it's just going to be writing nice stories, but nothing substance, no substance. So culture, in other words, the entire organization must at least get involved, be aware, have some core knowledge. Then, of course, the core team, which is what we call the sustainable working group, you need to have training, proper training, or proper consultants if you require to guide you there. Okay? So what kind of data are you looking for? Level 1 data, level 2 data, interpretation of just how many meter cube, or you're going to translate the meter cubes of water into impact to the environment. So level 1 data, level 2 data. Okay? And how much technology is your company or your group willing to invest? There's a lot of software on sustainability, right? There's a lot of software on sustainability, and depends on what you need, you get different software as well. Okay, good so far? Then from that, after you know your leadership, you know your business, okay? So overall, now you said, okay, I want to be going into at least some understanding already. CSR, then move into efficiency. That means you're adopting more to your business, your environment, your energy, water that you use, things, utilities that you use. Then you push on to your supply chain, move on to your value, corporate value, then into your product. Okay, step by step. Okay. So now with this understanding, going back again, where do you think your company is? Remember, leadership is your leaders starting the process. Have they gone for training? Do they know what is sustainability about? Why are you doing this? Number 2, good. So now you can assess yourself a bit where you are. Some more, come. Level 3. Daniel, level 3, good. Which industry are you in, Daniel? Oil and gas, good. I'm also doing an oil and gas client as well. What if we have been doing this in a small scale, but not so much of measuring? Maybe you want to elaborate that, Chikon? Like reducing waste in all our trips. Okay, you can sort of mention that, but it'll be good to be able to measure, because at the end, reporting is about measurement, all right? So measurement, it is important in reports. Okay. So no is integrated. Wow. No, Ryan, you don't need to be here already. You're there already.
Hi. Hi, Xyphen.
Yes.
Actually, I want the part to be integrated into the sustainability, but I'm not the one who are inside the sustainability. So I need to understand actually what actually is the sustainability from my side. But other reporting, actually, we already integrated now.
Oh, okay. So basically, your reporting, you have not reached
I'm
the
not a
integration.
sustainability people, but the thing is, I am been asking for all the report because I'm safety and health. So a part of that report is come from the safety and health also, right? So I want to know, I want to understand roughly what is sustainability actually.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Understand. Okay. Okay, good. Yep. So that's why, yes, part of it is why we need to be in this training, okay, and why everybody's here is that you want to know where you are, okay? You want to know what you don't know, very important, okay? I don't know everything, I will tell you that, I don't know everything, because I'm still learning also. This is a very wide subject. Like I said, the standards and framework itself is a few hundred, okay? But you don't need to know everything, okay? You just need to know the core areas. Very important, just the core areas, right? And then, okay, somebody says, for our company to start sustainability reporting, what are the first steps? I will run through that a bit. I'll run through that a bit later, okay? Firstly, okay, so sort of understand where you are first, okay, to have a bit of understanding where you are. Of course, there are actual tools to assess your readiness, okay, or what we call progress assessment. Let's say you have done 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Where are you actually? There are tools that you can use. There are tools out there, questionnaires, okay, all those things, which we will do in actual workshops, okay? Those are things that you can search for it. Readiness assessment, you can key in, you can search for it. There are tools out there that which you can use. And that will give you, to tell you actually, your environment is very high, your social is a bit low, your governance is very high. Like for example, I have done banks, this data center, all right? I've done all O&G operations. Governance, 95%, right? Or 99%. So very high one, extremely high one. Environment is another matter lah. Social is quite okay. Most of the company social is quite okay. So their weakness will be on the environment side. So it depends on the tools, okay, that you use. Certain tools are simpler, certain tools are more intensive. So you can search for those. Readiness assessment, okay, you can just write down readiness assessment. You can find these tools to help you to start off. Okay, this one is to show you, okay, when a company starts, you can see they will go many years. They will start with something small first, then they go carbon emission, okay, waste, reduce waste to landfill by 50%, cutting water discharge. So every year or every couple of years, they will have slightly more targets, increase along the way. Do not by any means, okay? And this I tell a lot of people, do not go and start with 15, 20 targets unless you have a full-time team like Sunway, like all the banks, all the Maybanks, CIMB banks, all this, they have their own full-time sustainability team. Then they can do 15, 20 targets every year, it's fine. But if you're only part-time, which most of us are, you're part of the sustainable working group, but you have your other work. You could be in operations department, you could be in finance, you could be in HR, you could be running the office itself. So you cannot be full-time. So do not start with 15, 20 targets. Please do not do that. 3 to 6, good enough. All right. Black box in the middle. Is there a black box in the middle? You all see something? Okay, I don't see it on my other screen. So, okay. So it is a journey at every year as you go along. Oh, there's a block box in the middle top. Okay. What is that then? See what? Now it's moved to the bottom. Now good?
Now it's in the center. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. That's feedback. That's good. Okay. We want to achieve more here. So remember, it is a journey. You don't do start year one, you want to do everything. Cannot, no way you can do that. Okay, especially you don't have a full-time team. Okay. So now, the question, when do you need consultants? Okay. So a lot of people ask me that. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago, another listed company contacted me, right? So they're asking to do their sustainability statement, all right? Okay. So I was busy, I turned them down, but I gave them some pointers to move on their way. Same thing that I'll be telling you all. Okay. Consulting, when do you hire them and what kind of consultant? Because, okay, this is very important because I have experience before, because I do training as well. And what happened is that I was hired by another group to do training for this manufacturing group, and they hired, and I know they hired this so-called consulting group, okay, a lot of money, and what they got was like 2 days of training and then a few sessions of coaching. That's all. And they paid high 5 figures. So you need to scope your consulting requirements properly, and you need to know the price, right? So do not just pay without first knowing where you are. Okay, so that's why I started to say where you are first. Understand what is your target, what is your aim, what you want in your organization. Your leadership must also define it. Otherwise, you'll be paying through your nose. Okay. So you need to know, okay, you want to target the operational impact. You want to educate your team. You want to influence others. Okay, all these things. First is always the education. Get the education first, then you know what to look for in your consultants, right? Then only you will start your process. I will run through Gather framework. Okay, that's the implementation framework later. Okay, but let's see what more about consultant. Understand your team. Okay, what you want to focus on, because different thing would require different consultant. You can be different type of consultant as well. Because if it's people, you want to talk about reaching out to public, you want to talk about advertising your achievement, then you need PR consultants. There are those who are focused on that. You know, even like example, Sunway Group. So Sunway Group, although they have a full-time team, they also hire external PR consultants to talk about their achievement. If you want big data, then you need to implement systems and consultants that will help to implement sustainability statement systems that will measure your data and get you all the information you need. Okay, so those are softwares, sustainability softwares that you need. Different technology, it could be different fields, certain technologies, then you need certain specific, let's say carbon accounting consultants. They can do the carbon accounting up to product level. Company level, you can more or less agak-agak lah. You can use certain what we call emission factors, all those things. Yeah, you can sort of get your way out of it. But if you talk about product level, you need very specific people who understand your industries, and they can do carbon accounting down to product level. Yeah. So all these things will require different type of consultants. Ask yourself what you want to focus on. You may have different consultants coming in at different year. That is possible. Or you said you want the consultants to write your sustainability reporting. Okay? You must first say, okay, sustainability reporting accountant, consultant. Firstly, there is a few types. Okay, I'll talk more in a while. Okay. So before you hire a consultant, ask yourself, in your organization, what is the level of your people's, the skill level? Do you have people who is trained in maybe some sort of sustainability ESG? If you don't have, you may need a consultant. You're willing to have sessions, go for training, you may not need it yet. Okay. Specialized knowledge. Actually, you know your business better. So do not simply hire consultants unless they're from similar field or they've done consulting in a similar field. Okay. And problem solving, not too much of a problem. Sustainability is quite straightforward, except you're going for some sort of green projects which have carbon credit rating, all those things. Then you need a very specialized accountant again. Okay. And then again, as I said, communication skill, your PR, whether you need consultants to talk about your achievement. So that these points will determine different type of consultants that you need, different type of advice that you need to pull in. Okay. So as you progress, okay, you can see here, you start off non-compliant, then you move up compliant, scientific aligned, SBTI and stuff like that, and go all the way to, you want to go net zero, all these things. So as it progresses, then the possibility of activating consulting or consultants may increase. So if you are at non-compliant level, you want to move into it, apply a consultant to do. Okay, that's my advice to you. Go for training, get implementation sessions, coaching sessions, get it started first. Right? You need to hire expensive consultant to do that. So that's to start off. But you've already in advance, okay, when things like you want to go science-based target initiatives, SBTI, net zero, then yes, you need certain consultants to help you. Unless, again, like I said, unless you have a full-time team. If you don't have a full-time team, then consider consultants at higher level. Higher level of complexity or higher level as you move along, like level 4, level 5 ending, right? No, level 3 maybe, and you need some help. Or the other one is, there's only 2 of you doing it, okay? Like the one said, your boss asks you and your staff to do it, then maybe you need some consultant. So it depends. So it says here, we divide team with 2 units, data and CSR. Okay, possible. I have done one before, a gaming company, Berhad, which the CSR team was transformed into the ESG team. So that is where we did implementation workshop with them, basically to run through sessions on their stakeholder management, maturity assessment, all those things. We actually do 2 days of implementation sessions with them. That one is just sort of like a training, is HRDF claimable. So if you need that, that can be helped as well. That can be arranged. Okay. More on consultants, okay? Like I said, specialized, if it's specialized industries, look at relevant experience and expertise. Okay? Choose consultants with track records in your industries, okay? And what is the methodology and an approach? Okay, this is important, methodology and approach, because certain consultants are focused on different frameworks. Like I said before, yes, like few hundred frameworks, few hundred standards, So different consultants, their focus may be different on different areas and framework. Okay, got it? Then assess their network and resources. Yep. In case you need specialized let's say carbon accounting guys, usually most of us will have our network and it can help you to put them in and get things done. Okay, important, so that you don't have to keep looking different guys on your own. Okay, so things like check for compatibility must match your culture, your style of talking, your style of doing things. That's important. A lot of companies, okay, when they first hire consultants, okay, let's just divert a bit, they expect the consultant to do everything. That's not the case. One of my friends, listed company again, what they have done, okay, I'm just sharing my experience, is that they hire a consultant to do A to Z. So the consultant came in, do 2 days of training, and then do maturity assessment with them, and then tell them, okay, you do the sustainability action plan. That's it. That's what I do. Then after that, they come back, I'll review the action plan. It's like, okay, good, okay, go implement. So you must know what you want to do with your consultants, all right? Okay, if they're going to ask you to do it, tak payah lah, no? Then you might as well do it yourself. So again, scoping the consultant's work is very important. Most consultants tend to come in and say, okay, I'll bring you through. Okay, then you go and do yourself. I'll come back, I'll review, and then do yourself again. That is quite common. And they will charge, I think that was charged in the region of 150, 180K for the work. So then, okay, next one. Consider their impact reporting capability. Can they help you to craft a proper report? Okay, craft a proper report. Budget and timeline. Again, I said, how much they're going to charge you, how much they're going to give you. Be aware, be very aware. Okay, and then sit down with them, talk to them. Don't just hire simply, right? I have groups which have actually done questionnaires. They actually go through those questionnaires with us, and they ask, "Can you do this? Can you do this? Do you have this experience?" Those are the guys who will squeeze the consultants. Okay, that's good for them. Okay, and then, of course, look at their proposal properly, because what they say and what they put inside, make sure it is covered. Cool. And then what happens after is done? Okay, what is the support and how flexible they are? Any question at this point? Okay. Drop me your questions, because probably you're starting on your journey. All right, you have a lot of things in your mind. All right, just to say, okay, should I start with consultant? Should I not start with consultant? What should we do? That is the start of it. So the ESG reporting journey, okay, it is quite extensive. You can see here, it's like blah, blah, blah. We're not going to go run through all this, all right? So you can take a screenshot of that. It asks you questions, helps you with your direction. I will show you a simpler path, okay? This one is very complex, but basically to tell you there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work involved. So now that we have talked about where your group or where your company is, okay, which level, whether it's non-compliant, whether it's stage 4, your leadership is fully supportive, very hands-on, or your leadership is not tidapa, it's ask you to do. Whatever it is, core knowledge in core areas is important. Okay? So you're going to know first, plan, do, and tell. That is normal. Okay? Let's see what they talk about here, a bit on their journey as well. got sound, huh? Okay. Yeah, correct. Okay. Where to get the appropriate ESG training? Too many out there, very costly. You're unsure how to select this. Any guidelines to select? Okay, let me come to that first. Okay, firstly, back to the video first. In the video, you see a lot of measurements, all right? No, they tell you EcoVadis. Heard of that? Anybody heard of that? Anybody doing that already? EcoVadis? Did you catch that just now? EcoVadis? Somewhere. Here. CDP. EcoVadis, CDP. Any idea what's that? Okay, some of these are ratings, some of these are measurements. Okay. So you can see that a lot of ratings. Oh, somebody said cannot see any video. Everybody can see it. Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3. Yes, can see, okay, yeah, good. So you can see you have EcoVadis, you have CDP, MSCI, you have Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3. What's that? So these are the core knowledge that you will need to build before you start on your journey, or as you start on your journey, because these are the ones that will then translate to your reporting as well, or what you need to do for your reporting. So whether it's EcoVadis, whether it's CDP, whether it's BUSA requirements, some of you have BUSA requirements, whether it's your client asking you to do it, be specific, ask properly which framework you need to, you need to comply. Because let's say you are dealing with Japanese company, they may have their own framework, they may have their own regulations. Japan, I think it's GX something, I can't remember it. So it's GX something. Then US, you have DOE requirements. Europe, different requirements as well. So know your client, especially if your client is asking it. If your client is a listed company in Malaysia, then it's Bursa requirements. Bursa sustainability reporting requirements. And they will pass it down to you because you're scope 3. Okay. Scope 3 is under GHG protocol. So all these things, what we would do is that you actually learn in the core areas. Okay. We have a training called the core areas. You may actually engage as a company, or you can go for a public program. And these are where we will cover. There's no way we can cover all this in 2 hours, right? It's a one-day program. We're talking about all these standards, what is what, all these things. This is exactly what we need to do to know who is who. Okay, you can see the slide now. What is what is framework, what is regulation, what is ratings. It's all different, no? And how it applies to you, and how it applies to your industry or your business. So it depends. You can actually engage us specifically for your company. Then we will try to tailor it towards your industry. Okay, like I said, I've done banks, I've done data center, oil and gas operations. I've done manufacturing, definitely. No? Those are the things I have covered for them on core areas. So like banks, for instance, I will cover on Bank Negara Malaysia regulations. So that is part of that which they have. So the banks will have Bank Negara regulations. Like for manufacturer who was exporting to Europe, I covered Europe regulations. So there's a lot. Okay. Of course, in our general public program, we will definitely try to cover most of the general areas, which is common. And then, of course, then from there, you learn to see which applies to your business or your company. Cool. How do you know which framework is suitable for a company? Depending on our client. Yes. If it's required by your client, it depends on your client. Like I said, again, for one of the companies that I've done before, the one that I said halfway, they suddenly find out there's a requirement. So in the second day of the training, almost finished already, all the general IFRS, S1, S2, everything, TCFD, almost finished already. Then the boss comes and texts them and says, hey, client say do EcoVadis. How? Almost finished training already. So that's why it's very important when a client says, please do, then you ask your customers, do what? And then there's, of course, the other challenge. You have 20 customers asking for different things. I also come across that. One asked for EcoVadis, the other one asked for B Corp certification. If none of your client asks for CDP, that's good, because CDP is like a few hundred pages. So it depends on what your clients ask. So you must ask back your client what you want. And then if, let's say, 10 clients, or they have 5 different requirements, then you have to come out with something more general, and then says, if we do this, would they comply? You go back to them. So it depends on how big is the client. If the client is very, very big, they say EcoVadis, you do EcoVadis. Okay. Got it? What did I say now? Oh, EcoVadis, the one you see in the video is now. EcoVadis is a rating that is done usually for manufacturing company. Yes, it's one of the eco ratings itself. It's a rating. Okay, so let's stop here for a while. Any questions? Come, anybody you want to ask directly, you can type in there, or you want to ask me directly, you can Can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Yes.
Tourism industry, haven't done yet.
Yeah, I would like to
Yeah.
ask about this. How do I start from a tourism industry? But I would like to start it not because of compliances. It's mainly because of the initiative I would like to do it.
Oh, you like to do it.
Because I think this is very good for everyone.
Okay. Tourism industry, okay, I haven't done the research that, but tourism industry, I would say one of the important things will be DNFD. DNFD is
What is that?
is one of the framework, okay? It's
Okay.
basically
Can you type a bit,
nature-based.
if you don't mind?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
So everybody else asks your question. DNFD, yeah? Okay, this is nature-based financial disclosure.
Okay.
Okay? So it talks about nature, talks about biodiversity. So that's like part and parcel of especially ecotourism, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So TNFD, it is part of it.
So how do we start from there?
Come to my course.
Oh, okay. Your course.
Yeah.
You say you haven't done anything regarding this industry.
No, the tourism industry, no, but TNFD, of course, we have touched, right? TNFD is basically biodiversity. It talks about biodiversity. Probably you will have heard, everybody will have heard, okay? Climate change, climate change, climate change. Okay?
Yeah.
Yep. So what's the next thing? Nature.
So,
Nature-based financial disclosure. So far, we are talking about climate financial disclosure, climate change financial disclosure. Okay. Yes, differs from TCFD. TCFD is one, TNFD is the next one. Already launched.
oh,
Now it's
okay.
adoption only.
No, the problem is I mean coming from the training, so what would be the training like? Because like you say, like you don't want to simply go and attend a training. So
Correct.
if I just attend, just for example, if I just attend training and telling me, oh, you have these two, and then the concept only. So I cannot even started. So I have to go for another training to start. To me, it's like it's a bit waste of time.
Okay. Depends, right? Okay, if you have the budget, okay, do 2 days with us, okay, where we bring you through actual coverage of as much as possible relevant areas to you, and also to do the implementation framework.
But the problem is actually I don't do it because actually there's no requirement for like the government requirements and all this from my side lah. But the only thing is like, sorry.
Understand.
Yeah, but I just feel that this is something we would like to do, and we have been practicing in small scale. So I just like to know the measurement. How do I measure and put it into a databasis so that it's actually it's linked, because what we have been doing is also part of it already right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you mean the training can cover all this? How to start till
No trainings will cover everything. Okay, I will tell you that. No, especially if you're talking about public training, no training will cover everything. We will give you the general framework, right, so that you know at least what is what, and then you can dive in more. That's very important, right? So there's nothing you can do on one training, which is 1 day. No way.
Okay.
Right. Then at least give you some idea what is what, and then you know what questions to ask further and where to dive in further. I think that's very important.
So when is the training and what is the cost like?
Okay, that one Molly will tell more later. We will come back.
Okay.
Okay,
So
more questions.
basically,
Yeah, come. No worries.
no, because the questions I want to ask is really done, because you say you can't answer more. So I think that's it for now lah, for my side.
Okay, sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Welcome. Okay, more questions? It's a general framework suitable for waste management SME company. Waste management, there are specific standards. Yes, got. And then if you're talking about you want to go credit, carbon credit, there are frameworks and there are ratings calculations as well. So it depends on how deep you want to go into that. So waste management, you can. And there's a lot of carbon accounting to do, waste management. Okay, does that answer your question, Shamini? Okay, more questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Because with all this ESG and what's not, right?
Mm.
For us, like a small company, how do we come into play, or is it really relevant for us? You know, because everybody's talking about it, you know, everybody's pushing for it, and then the cost to actually embark on this whole setup or regulation is very costly. For SME will be, you know, we need to justify. Could you, I would like to find out, you know, how relevant it is for SME.
Okay. That goes back to the why you're doing it. Okay, like the at the front there. Is it because your customer?
Yeah, customer in a way, yes, correct.
So again, you need to ask your customer. Okay, is your customer listed company?
Some are, some is not. Some are the manufacturer themselves. They are manufacturing industry. We are
Manufacturing
supporting
industry.
industry. We are supporting industry.
It's a supporting industry, and then your customer is listed company. Correct?
Some are listed, some are not.
So the listed companies will come to you.
Even
They will come
the
to you eventually.
manufacturing company also, they come to us as well.
Yes, they will come to you. Scope 3 under GHG protocol basically is because there's a carbon accounting there. So when they start measuring down to scope 3, which is, I would say, the next 3 years, it will become more and more, that will happen. So it's good to start off the journey if you know that your customer is going to ask you. Don't like be another client I have. I said, no, 3 months, 4 months, they have to rush. That was quite a madness, and then they will hire wrong consultant.
Okay, so we still have to go for it lah.
If you're okay,
is there like a minimal kind of
very simple, right? How many you got to measure how many percent your client is listed company. Then from there you can determine. If it's just a small percentage, then maybe not. If it's a more than 50%, definitely you need to. Let's
so
say
it's
a few.
less than 50%, we can just forgo lah.
No, I mean if it's not forgo because let's say certain companies will still come to you eventually, you know, because there's a requirement under the BOSA reporting. So they will come sooner or later.
So it's because of the requirement of the public listed company that makes the rest of the supporting the public listed company that they have to also embark on the steps.
Yes, correct.
I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, not everybody is like our friend just now to save the world, right? So it's because it's either your customer wants it, your bank wants it, you know, the listing requirement requires it, this regulation in the country you're exporting to. These are the reasons, right? It's always money related. Otherwise, there's no motivation. Unfortunately, you know, to save the world, there must be motivation also. Okay, let's move on. So once you have covered core knowledge, core areas, all right, then what you need to do next is look at implementation workshops. Okay, implementation workshops. In our implementation workshop, okay, we introduce Gather implementation framework. Okay, so what is this Gather? Yeah. So Gather, okay, basically is an acronym. What is G? You can guess. It's an acronym. Yeah, start off. Gather means gather, no? Okay. Gather your budget, gather your people, gather your approval, gather all those things. Gather. You need to gather everything together. So what's A? Take a shot. It's okay. Take a shot. So after you gather, everybody want to start ready? You need to assess where you are. Like what you're doing. Assess, yes, correct. Assess. You need to assess to see where you are, what you need to move forward. assess. Readiness assessment, progress assessment, materiality assessment. Okay, somebody have mentioned that earlier, materiality assessment. Then once you have done all this assessment, what do you do? What's T? Very simple, huh? What's T? You will set targets. You set targets. Okay. You need to do up your sustainability action plan. Okay, you need to set targets. What kind of indicators you want to achieve? You want to achieve a 20% reduction in energy. You want to reduce 30% in wastewater. Those are the targets. Okay. You want to have, let's say, 30% ladies in your managerial position. That's the target. All these are what you do after you've done your assessment. Then you do your sustainability action plan, which is in your target. Okay? And this is what we do in implementation workshops. Huh? We will bring you through the process. It could be 1 day, it could be 2 days. Then you harness it. Okay? Harness it. Harness what? What do we harness? What do we want from doing all these things? What do we harness? Data, information. Okay? We want data, we want information. So by doing it, we will collect a lot of data, a lot of information, and that is why I said there are some software out there which helps you to collect this data. There are high-end software, there are more affordable softwares. So it depends. Okay. What is E? After you got your data, what do you do? Evaluate, correct. Exactly. So you need to evaluate, you need to assess, okay, evaluate and assess together, see whatever you've done, is it worthwhile, is it achievable, is it realistic, and then to say, then next was the part that you'll be talking about, report. You start to report. Okay. You want to report and tell your stakeholders what you have achieved, what you have done, how far more to go. That's it. Not really, eh? So next thing we want to do is, after we have done, we have gathered, we have assessed, we have set the target, we have harnessed, we harness the information, we've done the evaluation, done the report, we want to refine, okay? Because the whole process will start again. Year 1, you've done this, year 2, you will do again. It's a never-ending process. It's you keep on doing it until you push to the next level, and you push to the next level, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So this is a process, a journey. Okay, this is the Gather implementation framework. Any questions?
Hello, hi. I got
Yes.
a question. I'm not sure this is related on your framework or not. First, I want to ask, is it any training provider or any bodies that have any certifications for the sustainability? What kind of the extent, like me as a safety officer, we have the green book, whatever so on. How about the sustainability? Is it they got any certifications on that? Okay, that one number 1. Then number 2, why the report are using international calculations rather than the country calculation. Example, I have like lost time injury calculations and some like ISO for noise, they tend to use all the ISO standard. But Malaysia, we have our standard under OSHA 1994. Why should we follow that kind of the standard? That one, my questions.
Okay. Sorry, who's that in the background? Sorry, can I get your first question again? Look at the
Uh,
second question.
my first question is, is it anybody or training provider that provide any certifications of
Okay,
the
okay, yeah.
sustainability?
Okay,
Yeah.
certification, there is quite a number out there, which is local. But it depends on what you want actually, or what you need. There's a lot of, there's this ESG society, all those things already, which some I don't know who they are, but they say they are certified, they are certifying you. Who are they really? I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt. Example,
Yeah.
like, okay, let's say I want to be a sustainability who know how to do the report of the sustainability. Example, like to certify on the green book, green
Yes.
green building, and also the carbon footprint. So
Yes.
where I can be certified on this
Exactly,
kind of
exactly. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Okay, local banyak. Okay, local banyak. How reliable? I cannot comment. All right, because quite a number I've seen, which I don't know who are they. Don't know what they stand for also. But they say, oh, we do certification. But who certified them? So that you must ask now. The one that is internationally recognized, okay, which a lot of people does, GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, do that. If you really want to do certification, do GRI, Global Reporting Initiative. That is internationally recognized. And GRI, you can also focus on different areas as well. So if you really want to go for certification, go GRI. But if you are very specific on, like I said, green building, all those things, you may have to check out the Green Building Society, all those things, whether their certificates are valid or not. Okay? I've not assessed them because everybody is coming out with their own certification nowadays. I see a lot in the market. I don't go and assess them because to me, I will look at GRI. That's one. GRI is on Global Reporting Initiative. That is the gold standard. If you want to focus on the accounting side, okay, IFRS has a sustainability accounting certificate. So again, that's international. Then goes back to your question, why are we referring to international calculations? All those things may not necessarily be. If you're calculating, let's say, your carbon emission, okay, your carbon emission, you will use Malaysia's the grid emission factor. You will use our own emission factor to do the calculation. You cannot use Australia's one. You will use our own. So it depends on what you're measuring.
Example, like what I did the reporting for the sustainability group, which is on the lost time injury. Okay,
Lost
for
time
the lost time injury. But my OSHA 1994 in Malaysia, we are use 1,000 man hour, but this calculation need to 2 million manpower, 2 million hour manpower. Yeah, the difference is 100 and 200. And the calculation. Then some more, I'm just doing my noise risk assessment. My noise risk assessment is based on the Malaysian standard is 85 decibel. Okay, but in they ask me, is it you are using ISO for the standard of the noise? I'm sure we are Malaysian and we are using the Malaysian standard.
Who asked you?
That one is my sustainability team because my sustainability team is moving forward for the green building. One of the question is about the noise at office.
Correct. Okay. So all this measurement, like they say they're going for a green building. Let's say GBI, Green Building Index. So Green Building Index requirement, did they specify which parameters to use now? Because if they specify to use ISO, then you need to follow ISO. That is why maybe that's why they ask you that, because it depends on what
is it
is stated.
internationally? Is it internationally using the same ISO standard for that kind of like noise for
Actually,
for
noise,
certified the green building.
okay, I
Mm-mm.
can't show it here, but there's one standards map org or something like that. You
Uh-huh.
will see hundreds of standards there, right? You can go down to specify down to noise, down to a lot of things on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it depends again, like I said, what does your GBI requires? Okay? Because if you're
Okay.
applying for green building index, it depends on what they require. Because if they say international, if they say you can use local, you can use local.
Okay.
Because it depends on what you're achieving, you see.
Yeah, right now I'm still argue with my sustainability team, which is
No need to
why
argue with
they
them. Just
are
ask them what is the requirement of GBI. If
uh
GBI stated the requirement, okay, no. If they don't state the requirement, they say why not. You can say
so
that.
if let's say like that, we are not complying because even though the surrounding area that ISO mentions that 45 decibel for the office area, but we are not reached for 45 decibel. That's what example because we are using 85 decibel, so we are not comply with that lah. Yeah, is it correct?
Yeah, I mean if you go down to that specific, yes, nah. But it depends again. What is the requirement of whatever ratings that you apply? It applies to everyone. So if it's GBI, then you have to look at GBI requirements. If it's B Corp, you have to look at B Corp requirements. If it's EcoVadis, you look at EcoVadis requirements. So each requirement will specify which reference. So it's very important to see what you're applying.
All right, understand.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Many local organizations are going for SIRIM standard rather than international. Yeah. There is many frameworks, like I said. All right. So if at this point in time, let's say an organization, they want to start with SIRIM because they're comfortable with local, it's fine. Nothing to say you must, unless again, like I said, your customer says so, then you follow. Because nobody to tell you what to do if you're SME. Nobody tells you what to do if you're not listed, unless your customer tells you. That's why it goes back to the why. Why are you doing this? Your bank telling you to do it, then you ask the bank what you need. Your customer telling you to do it, ask the customer what you do it. You're going for a rating, you're going for assessment, then what is the requirement of the rating body? They will have all their requirements, all stated. Good. Okay. Let's move on. So your board comes and tell you, I want to do net zero. Yep, it is a process. Just to let you know. This one you need to follow strict requirements. You have assessment by their consultants, right? And then it needs to be endorsed. And then it will be monitored as well. So example, so like I said, depends on what you're going for. If you're going for Busan requirements, then you follow Busan. You're going to net zero, then it's international. Okay. Questions? More questions. We have time. Now we have time. Any questions on hiring consultants that you all are scratching your head, who to hire? Okay. Okay, back to consultants. I think I missed out some just now. Okay, for example, if you want to hire consultants, all right, to do your report writing, do not expect them to write out of nothing. No, do not expect them to write out of nothing. They will ask you, what have you done? Where's your data? Where's your information? Then they write. Tulis saja lah. Because they're writing or you hire them to write one. So they just write. That's all. But if you want them to actually do something with you, then you have to scope your consultant job differently, and it's more expensive because then you need to ask them to actually walk the path, handhold you. That's different. So that is why there's a big difference in pricing. Some people will come and tell me, oh, the guy is only charging me 12,000, no? Why are you guys charging me more? So yeah, if they're only writing you, doing the right thing for you, I also can do, you know? But you must give me all the data. You must give me all the information because they're just doing writing. Because so you must know your scope. And then if you are not sure, go back to your board, go back to your leadership. What do they want? Okay, I think recently there's, and I said again, there's one listed company came to me. I said, go back to your board. What do they want to achieve? You must know what you want to achieve before you can know who to hire and what's the scope they want. They've been writing for a few years, you know, but the boss says, okay, let's bring it to the next level. So what is next level to them? End game. Okay? So end game, you must know before you can hire consultants. Cool. I'm interested to get professional certificate in sustainability. Which path can I take? GRI. Okay, that's what I said just now. Global Reporting Initiative, GRI. Let me key in that. This one is international. The rest of the ones in Malaysia, I don't know. Okay, not all of them are really certified. I'm not too sure about that. I will not comment too much also, but be careful lah. Okay. So international GRI. Okay. So end game is that you need to have measurements in your reports. You must be able to, how to say, write up all these measurements, right? At the end, you must be able to get these numbers into your report as you move along. More and more numbers, more and more reports you read. You will see a good sustainability report and a interesting sustainability report. The difference is basically in the numbers. Okay, some they just talk and talk. They've done everything, but no numbers. I've seen that before, right? Listed company. They talk, but they've done everything, but no numbers. Okay. So no numbers, that's not correct. Huh? Lagi questions? That's it. We are good for the moment. Feel free to ask more questions. I'm going to pass back to Molly. Molly is going to tell you more about the course that we have. Okay, Molly? Molly? Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Woon. So, any one of you have any further questions? Otherwise, I will share on the public program that is being organized for upcoming public program. Just give me a moment to share the slide. Okay. Okay, so here's our public program that we are organizing next month on the 22nd July. So it's a one-day session in conjunction with National Training Week. We are offering a very, very special deal already for you, and the offer ends until 30th June only. So do capitalize on this opportunity. It's just a one-day session, so you can have more time to spend with Mr. Woon on all your other questions. Yeah, so this is the outline that will be covered to give you an introduction of the one-day session. Yeah, and then okay, I would like also we actually want to take this opportunity also to share on our other topics as well, which is we have retirement topic, we have innovation as well as generative AI. So that you can see sustainability is here. So it's a sustainability and it's actually introduction to core areas. So that is that's the content, the topic that just now Mr. Woon mentioned already, that get the basics right first, understanding it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we talk about AI. In our implementation workshop, we do actually use AI as well to help you to do your sustainability action plan. So I will run through how to do the prompts. That is implementation workshop, but get your core areas right first, then we can move on to implementation. Back to you, Molly.
Okay, and then here's the link to the public program. I will also put the link in the chat also after I unshare this. And then there we go. We are at the end of the session already. So appreciate your evaluation as well. Those of you who can take your take the QR scan, so that just feel free to let us know in case you have any queries or you want to know more information or you want to look at having an in-house session or all those, just let us know. Yeah, and then take the opportunity to follow us also. Okay, let me just get all the information up to you. I'm going to share in the chat. There you go. All in a slew. In the meantime, feel free to ask if you still have any other questions for Mr. Woon.
Yep. Any more questions on this?
Yeah, come to the end of the session.
You can type down or you can unmute yourself, you can ask. All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. Okay, looks like everyone is eager to go for Friday party.
TGIF.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, appreciate everyone to put us feedback to us, and yeah, do connect with us if you need further information. Thank you everyone for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and have a good weekend ahead.
Okay, cheers.
See you guys all again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm happy hour already.
Recording stopped.
Okay, Huda asked, can we have a copy of the slides? Thank you, Huda, for your questions. We have mentioned earlier already that you may take a screenshot. We will not be sharing slides to the participants. Thank you. Oh, I saw Jiaming also asked the same. Jianming. Yeah, thank you. Hope can share the slides. Salha Nabila. All right, last call. Anyone who are still in the room, who still want to capitalize on the time to ask Mr. Woon, feel free to go ahead. Oh. Janming mentioned due to work join late. Connect with us, Janming. Connect with us, then we'll take it from there. Okay. All right. So I think if there's no other further questions, thank you everyone for your time. Happy weekend ahead, and trust all you have capitalize on this NTW week this week to join as many programs even before. Some providers also still do have some programs after this week. So keep up your good job and happy learning, guys. All right. So I'll be ending the meeting already. So thank you again, everyone, for the session and your participation. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.